What's going on, everyone? So, Kai Jones is a very young, very talented player with a lot of potential and upside, right? 6'11 height, 222 pounds, 22 years old. He was the 19th pick in the 2021 draft. He was supposed to be a real cornerstone and a piece and foundation for the Charlotte Hornets for the foreseeable future. Now, stat-wise, he doesn't really jump out at the pages at you, but he's a guy that has a lot of potential. Again, project level player, somebody that you need to take time to really work with and develop, but he is a guy that could potentially evolve into a real quality, just even rotation piece in the league. This is a guy that has shown a little bit of the ability to stretch outside, knock down the three ball, got good athleticism, can block some shots, defend multiple positions. He could play the power forward, he could play the center, and just be a solid contributor. He's spent 2 years in the league with the Charlotte Hornets, hasn't played a ton. His first year, he only averaged about 3 minutes a game, played 21 games, but last year he jumped up to 26 games and 12 minutes per game, in which he shot almost 56% from the field. Again, nothing crazy stat-wise, but it's a guy that was perceived to be like, oh, this could be somebody later on down the road for the Charlotte Hornets. And recently, he was a guy that ended up having to step away from the Charlotte Hornets indefinitely due to personal reasons. He missed the training camp, and there was a lot of questions about him and a lot of questions about like his mental state and where he's at. And we don't know any of the details, and I'm not going to sit here and try to speculate or, try to guess what is going on. But there are definitely some interesting things that he has said and done over the last few months, as well as then this culminating into him stepping away from the team to now him going and releasing on X, Twitter, that he has requested a trade from the Charlotte Hornets. Now, it's a big no-no to go and put it out there publicly. Now, obviously, there's always, whenever somebody requests a trade, there's always the rumors, there's always the reports, stuff like that. But you never see the players like posting on Twitter, like, yeah, I requested a trade, that's what I did, and that being the public news, right? Usually it's a little more low key than that. And then once it all gets out in the media and it runs through its media circuits and stuff, then all of a sudden, you'll kind of get like the hint, hint, wink, wink from the players. Kai can get in big trouble for that too. He can be fined $150,000. He could be suspended. He could be all kinds of stuff. Not that like the suspension really matters, but again, I hope he gets his mind right. I hope that he gets his mental and whatever's going on with him, wherever he needs to get back to the point to just getting back to being a basketball player. I really hope that is something that he can work out. And look, it's very possible that what's going on with him is a Charlotte thing. Maybe he just doesn't like it in Charlotte. Maybe he just doesn't like it with the Hornets. I mean, that could be a real possibility. And it's very possible that he could be a guy that just needs a change of scenery, right? This is a guy that played for Texas. He played for the Texas Longhorns. This was a guy that was, perceived again to be a pretty good player. He was a first-round draft pick, which I think is just telling in and of itself. But I've seen, some people, of course, whenever somebody becomes available, it's like, can the Lakers go get him? Now, he, again, would be a real project. You have Colin Castleton. You have Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes has looked really good for the Lakers so far, although we are currently only in preseason. And Colin Castleton is their project. So right now, the Lakers have two projects at big men, right? You have Colin Castleton, who looks like a young Marc Gasol at times, right? Like his ability to play out of the post, his ability to make plays and pass to just almost like a point center, his ability to stretch and knock down the floor, shot up from the floor a little bit. Like all of those things I think are really good for Colin Castleton. And he's a guy that I really do think could be a quality piece at some point. Very likely not this year, but at some point I could see him joining the team, joining the roster, and being a key piece, right? Then Jackson Hayes. It would be nice to see Jackson Hayes kind of blossom, evolve with the Lakers, and then really kind of just develop into the center of the future, or even just like a backup center for the future for the Lakers. But here's the thing with Jackson Hayes is he very likely is gone after this season if he has a good year. Now, he's 23, so he's basically as young as Kai Jones. And again, a guy that would be a nice just development big man. But again, the issue is when you're talking about Jackson Hayes is if he ends up having a good year and a team offers him a contract, right, he's probably taking it, right? He's looking to go the Lonnie Walker, the Dennis Schroeder route, where you basically use the Lakers as like your bridge team to get all the shine, all the spotlight, have a big season, and then boom, go get your bag, right? And that's probably what he's going to do because he didn't really have a role with the Pelicans, right? So now this is his opportunity. He's going to have a big role more likely than not. So going and getting Kai Jones and just having him as a piece that is just kind of hanging out this season, kind of let him get right, help him get a nice little change of scenery, things like that. And then maybe next year, if Jackson Hayes ends up leaving, you have him that can kind of step in and be a similar S player, right? That would be the kind of idea. Give you a little bit of a Jackson Hayes insurance, right? Also, a Christian Wood. Does Christian Wood end up leaving the Lakers, right? Now, again, my hope is that Jackson Hayes has a good year and the Lakers work it out to keep him one way or another. You know, whether they have to backload his contract or something like that, give him like a poison pill or something, I wouldn't mind it because, again, he's 23, dude. This guy has so much upside, so much potential. Now, when it comes to Kai, I personally would stay away from him. I would. I definitely wouldn't trade for him, right? If he gets bought out because Charlotte's like, we don't want to deal with it, then I wouldn't mind if the Lakers brought him in on a flyer, right? I don't think it would hurt. But if you have to trade for him, I'm not really big on that. Now, it's not like he's making a ton of money. You know, he's making like $3 million a year or whatever. So, I mean, the Lakers, if they wanted to, the Lakers right now could go and trade for him. Like, he's not making, 10, $15 million a year. He's making basically, he's on a rookie deal, right? So, I mean, it's very possible that the Hornets just say, like, it's not even worth the headache. He's off the team indefinitely already. Let's just waive him. But if it comes from trading for him, I would personally just stay as far away and avoid it, right? Because, so this year, he's club exercised. Next year, he has a club option again for $4.6 million, and then the following year, he's a restricted free agent in 2025. I personally would just, if you're the Hornets, if I was the Hornets, I would just get rid of him. Like, why do you want the headache? Why do you want the question marks? Why do you want all the chaos, right? Like, you've only been playing this guy 3 minutes a game anyway. So it's not like this is some piece that has been a real factor for you and a real part of your, like, schemes right now. And if you're the Lakers, like, because, again, who are you trading? Like, yeah, you could trade Shafino or, like, Lewis or whatever, but I would rather have those two, right? Like, again, we have Colin Castleton. Hopefully you can keep Jackson Hayes. You can always find another project center. There's plenty of them out there. And there will always be new ones every year. I like Kai Jones's versatility, and I like what he could potentially be. Like, if he lives up to the idea of the type of player that he would be, then yeah, I get it. But I just don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to reach those heights because I don't think he's going to be able to stick around long enough in order to do so. I mean, he's already having problems with the Charlotte Hornets, and he's been in the league 2 years, right? Again, hopefully he can get himself right. I really do. I hate seeing stuff like this, right? A nice, young, talented kid that, finally lived up to his dream, achieved his dream, and whatever's going on is what's going on, right? And I'm hoping Charlotte kind of just is willing to work with him and try to help him. Even if it is sending him elsewhere and then that organization trying to work with him, trying to help him. But we've seen this more times than not. Organizations, it's not worth their time, money, efforts, energy, right? They'll just cut the guy and tell him to go be somebody else's problem, which is unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. And so, because again, like, it's just, this situation is just very strange, very strange. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Should the Lakers go and, if Kai Jones becomes available, should the Lakers go and grab him, end up swooping on him, and kind of have him be a development guy? Do you think that they should trade for him? Do you think that, just leave him alone, let him go? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments.